administrator. Administrators will have all the access, all the control on the database. So they can do anything. They can create a user, they can drop a user, they can create a database, they can drop a database, they can create tables, they can drop tables. They have all the admin level access. So let's say there is a new developer in the team, and the developer may want some access on some tables to do his development work, and we want to do some operations like creating tables, creating short procedures, writing some SQL code to fetch some data from the tables. So it's a responsibility of the DBA to assign certain level of privileges to those users, whether it is a tester, or a tester will have testing privileges where he might need only select privileges on the table. He might not want to have inserts, deletes, or create and drop, considering his job role. So, but when it comes to developer, he might want to have all insert, update, deletes, creates, and drops.
Sir,
So,
your voice is a little bit low, sir.
can you hear me now? Well,
Yes, sir.
okay, great. So, yeah. Uh, so grant and revoke is basically with grant command, with grant syntax, we can grant privileges to the users. So these grant and revoke commands are usually used by the database administrators. So we'll see a small command on how exactly we use this grant command. So if you see this command, it says grant privileges on object to user, right? So basically, it means like we are basically creating, we are granting certain privileges. A privilege can be anything. So let's say you are what exactly is a privilege? Privilege is kind of a permission, or it's your privilege, right? Like let's say there is a prime minister, there is some MLA or some MP, so they all have different privileges, right? So prime minister may have high level of privileges. He may have 100 security around him, whereas an MLA may have only five security guards around him. That's all about privilege, because he's having a higher rank, or he's a higher official. He might have more security or more privileges. He may live in a big building, whereas a lower level politician may live in a lower building. uh, so it's more like having more privileges. Like if you see a CEO of a company, he will have a separate meeting, separate cabin. He will have secretaries under him. He will have a nice car and everything. So since he's a CEO of a company, will have a lot of privileges. When it comes to a normal employee or a worker or a team leader or a manager, they will not have a separate cabin. They will not have a separate secretaries or personal assistants or whatsoever. It's all about privileges, right? So if I have more privileges, I can do many things. If I have less privileges, I could do my activity is limited within the database. So a privilege can be in terms of database. A privilege could be anything like select, insert, update, delete, create, drop, alter, etc. Right? So basically, I can, as a DBA, I can control total access of my database I can pick and choose which user I want to give which level of access. So let's say there is a new user called as tester. So tester might want only read access, right? Because testing person does only testing. He will do he will see if the data is correct or not, if the data is loading or not. For his job, he would not need only read access. Whereas a developer, so developer will need read write access. Reporting, reporting developer, reporting engineer, let's say. So this reporting, the person who is working on reporting, he would also need just read access, right? Because he generates only reports. So the report basically go and reads the data from the database. So it needs only read access. Let's say we have a data architect. The data architect would read write access because data architect's job role is more like designing the database, creating the tables, creating the dependencies like primary keys, foreign keys, and everything. So he would need a more higher level privileges. So that's about that. And so these are like some roles in the company. Different and different people would need different level of access. So how do you manage that? You all manage that based on this grant and revoke. So grant, select on object. Object is nothing but object could be anything. Object can be, in database terminology, object could be a table, object could be a view, object could be a stored procedure, object could be an index, object could be a synonym, object could be function. There are many things, right? So database is all about a collection of objects. So all these objects are nothing but tables, views, stored procedures, indexes, synonyms, functions, etc. So basically, I will be able to grant certain level of privileges on object. So what are objects here? We have like mentor. Mentor is a table, right? So I said tables are called as objects in database. So I can put here as mentor. So this table is owned by admin account, right? So here it says admin. In admin, if I choose tables, I can see all these tables. So let's say if there are any other users in that database, if you see this, mm, okay, let's see if we can create a user in this database. Okay, before I grant, let me create a user. I can see, let's say I'll create a user called tester. Whereas, it says password length less than 12 bytes, so it's not created. So we'll change the password to something else.
Sir, what is identified by, sir? I couldn't get that.
Identified is basically you are identifying this user with this password. So this is a syntax. Create user identified by is a syntax to create a user, and this is my password. So this user is identified by this password. So if you when you connect to the database, you need to connect with this username and this is a password. Okay. So like I
Okay,
said,
sir.
these
So
are the
user
tables.
is the table name.
No, this is the new user. Like let's say you are a user, you want access to the database. So I should create a user account, right? Like let's say if you're logging into Facebook, so you are a Facebook user, right? Before you enter into Facebook, you need to sign up an account, sign up with your username. I mean, your full name, your email ID, and you need to assign a password, right? If you want to get into Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. So you need to have an account, user account in order to get into that social media. The same way, if in order to get into the this Oracle Cloud, and access the tables and run queries, you need to have a user account. Then only you will be able to connect to the database. So since I am administrator, I am the admin of this database, I can create new users. You joined the company newly. So I should be able to create a user account for you so you can connect to the database and do your job. So you let's say you are a tester. So I'll give something. This is just a sample name. I'm saying so. This is tester, and this person is tester, and he has his username and password. So now I'm going to give some privileges for this user tester on the table mentor. This mentor table is owned by the admin. Admin owns this table, but as an admin, I can control the privilege I said, right? So if I want, I can grant some level of privileges to this user as tester on my mentor table to user tester.
Actually, these operations are also performed by the user, no, sir. Select, insert, update. These operations all.
These are performed by user. A user could be anyone. It could be a tester, it could be developer, it could be a reporting engineer, or it could be data architect. But these tables are owned by admin, right? Like let's say let's say these you were living in a house. So you're living in a house, and you are the owner of all the furniture, all your products in your home. Let's say if someone want to enter into your building, okay, enter into your house,
Yes, sir.
you basically have your home locked with the door and everything, right? So if someone want to enter into the house, he will ring your doorbell. He will either knock your door or he will ring the doorbell. If you open the door, then only that person will be able to get inside the house, right? If you don't open the door, he will not be able to. If you allow him to come inside, then only you will be able to come inside. And the same way, if administrator allows a different user to access the tables on a different schema, then only he will be able to perform any kind of select or insert or update. If that person is authorized to get inside that building, and if the owner allows him to get inside, then only he will be able to do any kind of select or insert or update or delete or whatever operation he can do it. So that's the purpose of this granting privileges.
Okay, okay, sir.
So now I'll go ahead and do this. Uh, so it says grant has been succeeded. That means now this user tester can connect to this, can run the select statement on the table called as mentor. So that's how it works. So now let's say revoke is nothing but revoking the privileges. In
So
the
what is
above
the
state,
meaning of vendor to tester, sir?
repeat your question.
What is the meaning of mentor to tester?
See, mentor is a table name, right? If you see on the left side, mentor is my table name. So I am granting select privilege on my table to user called tester. This tester is a username. It could be someone, it could be you, or it could be someone else who joined the team newly. So this mentor is basically my table name, and this is my username. So I am granting select privilege to this on the table on this table called mentor to the user called tester.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, SQL is a case sensitive or not?
no, it's not.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
can we give all permissions in one statement, sir?
yeah, you can give like something like insert, comma, delete, comma, update, and create something like this, and you can run it.
Sir, what if there is multiple table in a DB? Like I have to grant permission for more than one table in a database. So we can keep adding a table with that.
So let's say in database, if you see that architecture of the database will contain multiple schemas. Okay, database is basically collection of multiple schemas. A schema is nothing but a group of logical objects, a set of logical objects. When I say logical objects, it's nothing but the tables. So a schema will contain set of tables. So let's say there are multiple departments in a company, like HR department, financial department, technology department, and something else, marketing department. So for ease of my administration of the database, I will create multiple schemas like finance, HR, and maybe a marketing or something else. So marketing will contain all tables related to marketing. HR schema will contain all tables related to HR, and finance schema contains all tables in related to finance. So each schema, you can grant privilege at the schema level. Okay, if you grant privileges at the schema level, that particular user will get access to all the tables within the schema. But if you want to give access to only few set of tables, then you need to run these commands like separately on all the tables with whom you want to access to be shared with. So that's how it works.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We will be putting schema, sir. That's all. Instead of all these things, we'll be putting schema.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, sir.
Sir, if you want to grant permission for more than one user for same schema.
Can you repeat your question? I can't hear.
Sir, if you want to, grant permission for multiple users at the same time, so we have to write the command.
I'm sorry, I could not hear anything. I'm unable to hear. Can you put your question in the chat?
You want to grant permission to multiple users, it seems, sir.
What multiple users?
I think in place of testers, can we add a number of users there?
Let's see. I don't think so, but let's try. Yeah, you can do it because I gave two users here, developer and tester, and it says grant succeeded. So yeah, you can do it that way.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you can create a users, multiple users one by one. Is it applied to group? Consist of group contains number of members. Like we can apply privileges to group.
So in real production databases, what we do is we use something called as Active Directory. So most of these privileges and user creations are managed within the Active Directory. So Active Directory will work more with like groups and roles that are assigned to group, and the user belonging to that group will automatically have all the privileges assigned to him. So, but still some companies will manage this user access at the database level. So if the access is managed at the database level, it is DBS responsibility to manage all these users, testers, and everything. So he can either create a role and assign all the privileges to that role, and he can assign that role to the user. So that is one way, and you can other ways you can directly grant privileges or permissions on the objects to the user. So there are multiple ways of managing user, whether for it's Oracle or DB2 or SQL Server or anything. So there are different ways to manage. But since we are talking about database and how database works, I am demonstrating you guys on how the access is managed at the database level. But yeah, there are different approaches with on how we want to manage the user management. Okay.
Sir, sir,
Yes, please go ahead.
sir, if you don't mind, will you please answer these queries after the end of the session, sir, so that no one will get interruption in middle of the session?
Yeah, you're right. We should keep the questions at the end of the session. We don't
Yeah,
get.
sir, which will be done after the session, sir. We are getting too much of interruption.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll go on with the revoke. So revoke is basically, let's say you have granted some privileges to some user, and you want to take them back. Okay, so let's say a person has joined as a developer and he got some privileges on the table, but now he got changed to a testing team. So testing team will only have read access, but developer has read write access. Since this guy moved to testing team, he should only have the read access, correct? So we will now revoke all the privileges assigned to test assigned to developer. Revoke privileges on object mentor from user developer. Revoke is nothing but taking back. You're taking back something which you have already given. Earlier you have granted. That means you gave something, and now you are taking back what you have given. Let's say you gave some like 100 rupees to your friend yesterday, and today you are taking back those money because you gave that yesterday, and today you want to take it back. So revoke is nothing but taking back. Yesterday you granted the privileges to some user, and today you are revoking all those privileges from that user. So this is the advantage of revoke and grant. Hope it's clear. And the other thing was more like a transaction control language. I think we have it, rollback and save point. So commit, you already know, right? Commit is for saving the transactions. Rollback is basically which will undo the changes before issuing a commit. Save point is something where we can roll back point to where we can roll back. Basically, you create some point, and if you can roll back to that save point. I can show you a quick example. Okay, so basically you are inserting some data. Let's say we are inserting some data into our mentor table. Okay, so I'm inserting a value. Oh, integrity, condition, parent value. Okay, I think we have created some primary key, foreign key yesterday, so I guess that's why it's an error. Okay, whatever I inserted, and I'm creating a save point here. Okay, it says save point created, and I will create another row. We have created another row. Okay, let's see if let's start from mentor and see the number of records in the Okay, so we have these many records in the database. One, two, three, four, five, right? So since we have created these points, we will now try to do a rollback. Okay, so we'll try to roll back to a save point, to certain save point. So now I'll do rollback A. Save point A never established. Okay, basically, I'm not sure if like what's the limitation here, but usually how it works is since you have created a save point here, you will basically have the control whether you want to roll back to certain save point. Usually we don't, these days we don't use the save point much. I have not used it anytime in the past like 4 or 5 years, and also we don't we have this feasibility, we have this option, but we don't really use in PLSQL short procedures or functions much in this save point. Even rollback command we hardly use rollback command. It's more of a commit statement that we use in our programs. But this is a functionality, it will give you more control and privilege in order to roll back to certain point. Like let's say you have 100 transactions and you have created a save point at after 50 transactions. So you will get that privilege to roll back. Rollback is nothing but going back to the previous state. It's like undo. Basically, it's an undo statement where you can go back to a certain point, right? Before you are hitting a save or a commit, until then you have the option to go to roll back your changes. Undo, basically it's an undo, undoing something which you have done. So the save point is nothing but it will give you option to save back to certain point where you have created that save point. So that's about these transaction control languages: commit, rollback, and save point.
So then what is the difference between rollback and save point?
Rollback, save point is basically you are creating a save point. Like let's say there is 100 miles, there is 100-mile road. At every mile there is a milestone, right? So after near that milestone you will come to know that you have crossed 1 mile. So like 100 milestones will be there for every mile. That means that is kind of save point, right? So at every point you are building a milestone there. You are setting up a milestone. It's kind of you will come to know that okay, we have reached to these many miles till now. I mean, here basically we are also creating certain we are building some save points here. You're setting up saving some point. You're adding something you're instructing something to database. Okay, just keep a check mark here. So in future, if I want to roll back, I can roll back to this certain point. So that's the only advantages of having save point. We don't
Sir, can
really
you,
use much.
excuse me, sir, can you please try rolling back to point B? Maybe after that it will roll back to point A.
Yeah, it says save point never established. So I'll check it out. I will see tomorrow why it's throwing that error. I'll need to check this error in Google. Maybe maybe it might work different in cloud and on premises. So I'll check that out and I will let you know. But this is the concept on how this thing works, right? So it's not something else and how it works, but this is a basic concept of save point. So yeah. And now we'll move to the view, Oracle view, or any view. So we have a table called products. Okay, so we have one product in our one row in this product table. So now I'll going to add some more in rows. I'll insert some more rows in.
Ravi, I think your voice, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, I was not talking anything. I was just writing some queries. So I was running some queries, so I was not talking. Sorry.
Sir, in the third row, it's like a value of 100. Like we need to increase it from 100.
Yeah, I think we created a check constraint greater than 100, right? So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Put maybe 200. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to insert some rows into the table so I can demonstrate how to create a view and how exactly the view works. So let me select some data from this table now. Select star from table name and it will display my tables records. I got 11 records, right? So I want to create a view now. Like let's say there is a select statement, select star from products where okay, what are the columns we have here? Cost, where cost between 120 and 150. Let's see how many results we are going to get. Okay, earlier we had like 11 records, right? But I want to know only those records between 120, the price of cost between 120 and 150, right? So I got 7 rows, 7 records for my query. So now what I'll do is create view as create view cost, average cost. This, put it here. Okay, it says view average cost got created. So next time if I want to run the same result set, if I want to get that value, I just do select star from average underscore cost. So I'm going to do this select statement on the view name now. So if you see, I got 7 rows, right? So the 7 rows is exactly the same as the select statement which I have executed earlier. So what I'm trying to do, what is the advantages of creating a view? So every time, like if I want to, let's say if I use this query again and again, I don't have to type in all this big query every time, right? So what I do is I just simply create a view and I'll name it something, and this is my syntax, and I'll put that query. So this is how I create a view. I'll create a view on the select statement. So after once a view is created, next time I just directly go to that, I'll do a select on view name. In this way, uh, I'm avoiding to type my whole select statement every time I want to get that same result set. So internally, how it works is, even though on the outer world, you just see one single statement, but internally it will go and call this select statement in at the back end. So this is basically hiding the code. You are hiding the code by just naming it with some view name, but internally in the backend, it's going to go fetch this query and run this query against the table.
Sir,
So
how
that's the
it knows the
advantage.
range, sir?
What?
How it knows the range between average means limit
No,
range?
it's not average. I just called it randomly as average cost. It is not literal meaning of average. I just named it some random thing.
So we are replacing 76th line with 77 line, sir. We are replacing create view average cost as select star from products where cost between 120 and 150.
Correct. These 2 lines are there, right? We are avoiding these 2 lines. Like every time you don't need to run this select statement. If you are using this query again and again in your code, instead of writing this whole line again, you just create a view on it and you just select the view name instead of writing this whole code. So in real production databases, you will have select statements with joins and multiple lines. Each select statement will be of like 100 to 150 lines, correct? So every time if I want to copy that 100 and 150 lines of code, every time it is very difficult for a user to understand, and at the same time he need to, a lot of time to write that query, write that query if we want to reuse again after some time. So to avoid that, we will just create a view name, and then users can directly, without knowing what's happening in the backend, he can directly fetch the data which he will get in that from that out of select statement, which is very big. So this is one of the security feature in the database. You are hiding the data, hiding the code internally within that view, and you will just display only the view name to the users. But internally, he might not know what's there inside that view code and how exactly it is running. So you're basically hiding the data from other users.
Sir,
Is it-
can we insert a record in view table like average cost?
No, view is just a virtual object. It is not a physical object, so you cannot insert any records into a view.
Okay, sir.
It is just an imaginary name.
So we can
It
update.
is just an imaginary name. It is just an imaginary name, virtual name, which is not existing physically, but it is pointing to some table which is already physically located.
Sir, whether it is permanently stored or temporarily stored, sir.
It is a permanently stored in the database because this is a create statement, right? Create means DDL. DDL means auto commit. So it will get created in the database.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is about view, and next.
Sir, can we delete that view? Is that possible?
Yes, we can delete that view. Let's see how we can delete it.
Sir, we can delete those views, sir.
No, like if view is basically we use view for selecting, right? So we can drop the view, and let's say if I think delete. Let's see what was delete from. Yeah, it's deleting. So it basically it deletes the rows, and we'll go back to the parent table and we'll check what shows. Start from products. Earlier, I think we had 11 records in the products table. So now the number of records in the products table is
So actually, 81 statement why required, sir? Delete from average cost. We already dropped the view, sir.
no, I did not execute this. I did not execute this yet.
Okay.
So I deleted records from average cost, right? I went and checked my base table. So my base table is products here. So it got deleted from my base table. Earlier I had 11 records right here. So since I deleted records from my view, internally that view is connected to a base table. So my base table is products here. So earlier products had 11 records, but now it has only 4 records. So
Hello.
when you delete the records from the view, it is going to point that view to a table where data is actually located and created. So from there, it has deleted those records from the table that has been pointed to the view.
Hello.
Yeah.
So when we have to delete the view, it is make effect in my physical table.
Yes, it is. It will, because internally that view is connected to the base table, physical table, right? Underlyingly, it is
Sir,
connected to a.
but view is a logical. No?
It is logical, but it is pointing to the table internally.
Okay.
It is nothing. You cannot insert into a view. But if you are deleting from a view, it is internally pointing to some physical table. But nothing is
So
stored within view, or nothing is stored. There is no data within view. It is just a representation or imaginary name which will point to the original table.
So we can't delete the view in our organization, right?
In real world, in production environment, we usually don't drop it. Uh, so yeah, for that matter, we usually don't drop anything in production databases. We either disable
Okay.
them or we will take a backup and we'll just try to disable it. But until unless there is some real requirement, we usually don't drop any object. If backup taken, then they might drop it, but usually they won't do it.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Sir,
about
once try to view, sir.
what?
Execute. So once execute the insert method for view table.
Okay,
Insert table.
let's see if we can insert. Yeah, even though if it is inserting, it will not save in the view structure. It will go and save in the base table. So let's see if it inserts in the base table. So before that, I will check how many records are there in my base table. So my base table for the view is products, right? So I'll go and check the number of records in my products table. Okay, my session has expired, so let me re-log in. Okay, we are back. So I'll now go ahead and insert some records through view. Let's see if that works. So okay, it says inserted. That means earlier I think we had 4 or some records in the base table. Now let's see how many records are there in products table. Okay, I'll run a select statement again. Okay, earlier I had 4 records, now I have 5 records, right? So yeah, if you even if you try to insert into the records into the view name, it will ultimately impact the base table, underlying base table, but nothing is stored within this view. It's all pointed to a base table, physical table, and all the changes will be going to the physical table. But in office in production databases, when you in real jobs, views are only restricted for selecting data. No DMLs, DDLs will be no DMLs will be applied on view. Views are mostly used for reports and reporting purposes in tools like Power BI, Tableau, Alteryx, and many other reporting tools. So we use those uh, names only in the reporting stuff. So yeah, they will only have select privilege and they can only read data out of that views. So
But
that's
we
the
can, but how it has inserted, sir? Actually, we have given select start from products where cost between 120 and 150 as average cost. Then how the cost values has been inserted?
So it's basically you are creating a view into this table, right? Products.
Yes, sir.
So view is created on this table, and
Okay.
you're putting some condition on after that. So
Yes, sir.
basically what you're doing is whole view is pointed to the table called products. So this view is created on this table, and you're only trying to use that view name which is pointing to this table, and you're creating some data. This is not usually done. This is not the case which happens in real time, but it's just that for demonstration purpose we are doing it. But this is not how it works. Like, we don't usually insert data using the views or something like that. We directly insert data into the table from the application side. How it works. But for just for demonstration we are doing it, but it's in real time it doesn't work that way.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for today, I think pretty much we are good with these topics, and tomorrow we will go with joins, and maybe we'll try to see some basic triggers and maybe a sample store procedures. But for today, I think we are good. We almost had 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour.
Sir, can you please copy this all and keep it in chat, please?
Okay, let me do that.
Sir, can we create view on multiple tables? We are
Yeah,
using
you
one
can.
table here.
You can create.
Okay, sir.
Sir, one doubt. In line 76 and 77, we have created view for certain amount, right? From 120 to 150.
Yeah.
If we want to create view for 100 to 150, we need to write the create view for that statement.
Yes, you can write a view in internal in this code. Be anything you want. You can create view on any based on your requirement. It could be 120 to 150 or 110 to 160 or whatever it is. You can do whatever right inside the code inside your view. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Means if we
Hello.
want a particular limit, we need to create number of views, right?
This is just an example I've showed. Okay, this is just I told cost between this and this. You can write something else here where what are my columns here, where product name is equal to underscore. It could be anything inside the view. We for name is equal to right. So this could be also view. It's not just about numbers or it's about the between using that between or whatever cost column or whatever. It could be anything.
Not,
You can write
no,
anything.
sir. I'm not talking about the column name. If I want a range between 100 to 150, do I need to create a separate view? And for 150 to 200, I need to create another view. I'm asking.
Yes, exactly. You need to create a different one.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, can I see the which types of view are created in my database?
Can you repeat your question?
If anybody create a view in a database, right? When we want to see the view, which types of view are created in my database, can I see?
You can only see views created by you, not others.
Oh, okay.
But if they grant you access, you can see. If not, no.
Where they store the view?
Views are stored here only. Like if you see here, here if you see this, if I click on views, it will show my views I created, right? Yeah. This is very
Okay. Thank you so much.
So in this chat, you pasted till insert product iPhone 200. The remaining is not pasted.
okay. I'll copy the rest.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, where in real time this view, where it comes to role mostly.
Like I told you, right? If let's say I have written 1,000 lines of code in my company, so I don't want each and everyone to see that 1,000 lines of code. It is something secure to my company, and the tables that are used are secure. So what I'll do is I'll create a view on the 1,000 lines of code, and I will grant select privilege to users on that view. That's it. So I am basically I'm hiding that all the code. I think it's something like encapsulation where you encapsulate within that code, or data hiding, or some object oriented concept is there. Similarly, we basically hide the data, and we just give some name to that, and that view name is users are given select privilege on that view. So in this way you are achieving data security, and also you are basically you're saving your time efforts. Instead of writing that 1,000 lines of code again, you're reusing that code, and you're minimizing the resource usage of that particular view, where it has 1,000 lines of code internally.
Okay.
Yeah, does that
Thank
help?
you.
Okay, so before we move on to lab, so I want to quickly check a couple of things from you guys from yesterday's class. We discussed about the constraints, right? So I have a couple of questions on those. So let me quickly check. Mm, I'm seeing some names.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you tell me like what is the command, correct command for alter option for check constraint? Like if we have already created a table and inserted in the values, afterwards if we want to keep alter command in a particular column like cost, what would be the query for that?
Okay, can you share uh, your ID?
Uh,
I'll send that code to you. Maybe you can send me a chat in your query, what you are looking for. I will send that to you in some time.
in chat, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
just send me what you're looking for, because you have asked me like a long question. So put that in chat so I can exactly know what you're trying to ask. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So Z023, Z023, what is the primary key?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
primary key is a unique key which acts as a unique key that which can be given to an individual column in a table. So while each table can only have one primary key, sir. It cannot be related to any other tables as a foreign key. So it is a type of constant for only a temporary table and a table variable.
I didn't understand that clearly, but you're partially correct. But I don't know, you are saying some random things. That's fine. So okay, I'll ask someone else. Maybe um, Z038. Can you explain me what is primary key? Z038. Z038. Okay, maybe you're not active in the session.
Yeah, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, why is it taking so long for you to unmute? Do you have any problem with your Zoom?
Yeah, my net got disconnected actually.
I,
Audio
I
wasn't
could
clear.
see you on Zoom, right? How it got disconnected. You are on Zoom very much on.
Earphone problem, sir. I connected a different earphone actually.
Okay, that's
Audio
fine.
problem.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, Z068. Can you explain me about primary key Z068?
Primary key is nothing but it is a unique key, and it is also not null. So when we use primary key, we mainly use it for the references of foreign key. And the requirements of primary key are it should be unique key and it should be not null. That's all.
Okay. So, other guys, can you go on mute as we have a lot of disturbance? So Z068. So, if we create a primary key,
Yes, sir.
and can we create primary key on more than one column?
We can if we create more than one or more primary key, then we call it as primary composite key, sir.
So we can. You mean to say we can create it, right? On more
Yes,
than
sir.
one.
Yeah, sir. We can create.
Okay, that's good. Um,
Sir,
Z.
but if one thing, sir, if we create more than one, like one column, I think the child table should also have the same column data types, no?
You can try that out and see how it works. See, basically, if you
Actually, I
are
learned that
creating
yesterday.
if you are creating a primary key and foreign key, the basic requirement is both should have same data types. That is a minimum requirement. If you are trying to create a primary key, foreign key between two columns which are of different data types, I think it is going to throw out an error because the data types are not matching. So it is mandatory that both data types of primary key and foreign key should be same and they should be matching.
Okay.
Yeah. So Z0 51 Z051, can you unmute yourself? Z051.
Yes.
Yeah, so can you explain me about unique constraint?
Unique constraint is a unique, sir, which we cannot use in another column or another row. It will be unique.
So can you insert a null value in unique constraint column?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Not sure, but I think we can insert.
Mm,
When we call primary key, unique key will be automatically insert executed.
Okay, we discussed about it yesterday, right? Why are you not sure whether we can create insert null or not? Are you not practicing at home after the class?
No, sir, practicing.
Do you have database in your laptop?
Yes, sir.
You have cloud or your Express Edition? Which one do you have?
No, sir, I have my SQL database.
MS SQL Server?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, you should know it, right? Then if you're working on a SQL Server, you should know it, right? Whether unique constraint can accept null or not. You should be sure of it. And we just discussed yesterday. And it's very simple question that I'm asking you. So you're not confident about your answer.
I
That's
will
not
try it
something
out.
expected. Yeah, that's not something expected from you guys. So yeah, you need to practice more and you should be confident because these are not I'm asking you very straight questions, but in interview they won't be asking these simple easy questions. If you are confused with these simple questions, how are you guys going to answer the difficult questions in the interview? They are going to ask very complex and very tricky questions. Uh, so you guys need to put in more efforts and learn and try to focus more on all the concepts which you are discussing on the same day itself.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, sir, first you say that create user for grant command. You said one command create user. That command, no sir.
Yes.
Sir, that is not exiting in Oracle Express Edition server, sir. It
Yeah,
is showing
Express
an error.
Edition. Yeah, Express Edition has very limited features. Okay, it is
Okay.
just for testing. It's for basic testing and running select SQL statements. So
Okay.
we have
So we
three types
can't
of
exit
additions.
this query. Okay.
I think so. I think so because it has very limited features. We have three editions in Oracle. That is Express Edition. That is just for practice. We have
Okay.
Standard Edition, which has some good features but some limited features, and there is an Enterprise Edition, which is used in the companies, which has all the options and features open in the Enterprise Edition.
Okay.
So all these editions are free, but since you are just practicing, I suggested you to do Express Edition. But if you are interested to learn more, you can download a Standard Edition or Enterprise Edition, but
Okay,
it
sir.
will be a larger file and you can test it out.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you give assignments before we are going to breakout room? Yesterday after the session you gave the assignment, no sir.
Okay, I'll
So
give
that we
that.
can, if we have any doubts, we can ask our mentor, sir. You sir.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll try to do that today, but I need some time to prepare that assignment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everyone, just raise your hands. Whoever have completed yesterday's assignment, raise your hand on Zoom. How many of you have completed yesterday's assignment and submitted to your mentors? Raise your hands on Zoom. I see only one person raising the hands. That means rest all did not do it. Okay, I see some of them now. Okay, lower your hands. Okay, everybody lower your hands. So who have not done it and who have not submitted, can you raise your hands? Who have not done the assignment and not shared with your mentor, who have not done. So I see Z090. Did you not do it or did you do it? Can you guys raise your hands who have not submitted your resume? I mean, it's not submitted your assignments. I don't see anyone that mean. Okay, Z090. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, so I didn't upload it. I
Did you
didn't get any
complete?
link.
Did you
Yeah, I
complete the
complete.
assignment?
I complete, but I didn't get any link, so I didn't submit it.
Okay, you'll get the links. Yeah. So did you inform your mentor that you did not get the link? So that's why you submit.
Huh. Oh, he only said we will give the link in the couple of time. He said like that.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Z010?
So I have completed, but I didn't upload it.
Okay.
I'll upload.
Z109?
Yes, sir. Same. I completed assignment, but I not given the link.
Okay, don't wait for the link. Just send your assignments right away. Maybe in WhatsApp or if you have your email ID of your mentor, just share it right away. Since anyway you're on Zoom, right? You can go to the chat. There is an option called file, and you can attach that file and you share it with your mentor. Okay. So I want you all to do it right away, and as soon as you enter the breakout rooms, because I don't know if you guys have really completed or not. Just saying,
Hello,
blaming it
sir.
on the link, but yeah, I want you all to share it right away once you enter into the breakout rooms.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir, we have no. I have not know who is the mentor and how to find the assignment where we submit the assignment because I am not attend the Sunday classes. Can you please describe about this?
So did you know that we had a assignment yesterday?
No, no.
You're not
I'm
aware
not
of it?
do not know how to find the assignment and where submit the assignment and who is mentor. I'm not know about everything.
Okay, so we will okay, leave, don't worry about that. We'll assign you a mentor today, and then we'll work on it. Yesterday's assignment. Okay, we'll assign
Okay.
work.
Sir, how to find the assignment?
Yeah, we will assign a mentor, and that mentor will share that assignment to you.
Okay. Can you please tell me about who is the mentor? My
Yeah,
mentor.
Shailendra will tell you in some time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
You all can lower your hands now, and I think we can break out now for breakout sessions. So I think Shailendra, can you create breakout rooms?
Sir, a
Can
single
I
doubt.
allow to open?
Yeah.
Sir, like, can you I searched for this candidate key and the super key in the net, but I'm a little bit confused about it. Can you just briefly explain me about it?
That's more like of data modeling and ETL related thing. So we are only discussing about SQL concepts. If you are interested, you can learn it, you can search it, and you can learn it yourself. But since this is a SQL class, we will be talking about discussing about more of a SQL concepts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me,
So yeah.
sir. Actually, my software is not working well, sir. So I'm practicing in W3 schools, sir. I did the assignment over there. I took the screenshots and uploaded it in the drive, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. That's fine.
Sir, actually in W3 schools, it's not allowing multiple primary keys, sir. That's what I'm not able to do the third question, sir. Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, that's okay. Whatever you are able to do it, and just write the
Yes, sir.
justification in the assignment that you have these challenges in W3 schools. That's why you are unable to do that particular assignment, and then we will see, we'll
Okay.
review it, and we'll let you know. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, in
Sir,
Oracle Cloud, can we only it is showing credit cards, sir? We cannot use any debit cards, are there?
I really don't know. I use my credit card, but one of the student was saying that he had some international debit card and it was working fine for him. So it is your if it is a international debit
International, sir, I
card,
don't have
might
any
might work.
international debit card. Normal bank account debit card I have, but it's only showing credit card. So how I need to manage
Yeah,
in that other software?
probably it might not work then. Yes, you see, I checked Azure, I checked Amazon. All the cloud environments are asking credit cards. It's not just at Oracle. So even I checked Google Cloud, I checked Microsoft Azure, I checked Amazon. So all of them are asking credit cards. So I don't know, but you can check it out in the internet. If you find something, you can definitely use it. So yeah. So before we break out, I have assignment announcement yesterday. I was talking about the Saturday's activity. So we will have uh, small activity on Saturday about introducing yourself. You guys need to prepare the paper presentation on talking about yourself. So you need to basically prepare your paper presentation on following items. So these are the putting it in the chat. So you guys need to prepare a paper presentation and talk about it on Saturday morning. So let me put it here.
Sir, will you be having class on Sunday also, sir?
No, not Sunday.
Only on Saturday.
So this is for Saturday. I want you guys to prepare this and try to be more creative, and we'll choose best presentations. And yeah, okay. So your mentors will help you out if you have any questions with these presentation, how to do it. Yeah.
Sir, can you share yesterday's worksheet, sir? And
This
chatbot of
worksheet, I think I already shared right yesterday itself.
no, sir. Like you shared the code, but we didn't receive any worksheets, sir. As you not this worksheet, sir. I'm asking about you explained about primary key, foreign key, check constraint. That one. The
You mean
definitions of
the
prime. Yeah, yeah. Definitions.
Oh, I already shared it with your mentors. Maybe your mentor will have it. Just reach out to them. If not, let me try to put it in the chat. If I can do it, I'll do it. If not, you can get it from your mentor. Okay, I'll try to put it
Yeah,
in the chat.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
Sir, like today's chat, you pasted half code yesterday also.
I did another
Someone
half also.
someone reached out to you, but it did not get uploaded, I think.
I think I did another half as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pasted another half as well. Just check it out. Check the chat.
Full is available now.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between Oracle SQL Developer Tool and normal cloud, sir?
Oracle SQL Developer is a tool. It's just like a software tool application which you can install in your desktop. So cloud is basically cloud tool is basically web portal.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please check your messages that I sent? I share my picture. It shows an error on SQL Developer tool. So can you please check?
Yeah, we'll see that
Or
in breakout room. Okay, it's getting late for others for breakout rooms, so we'll just go ahead and do it now, and you can.
We'll be doing cloud. We'll be doing in cloud if we use Oracle. In this, we will be just doing in the database. That's all. That's only the difference, no, sir. Nothing
Yeah,
much
that's the
different.
only difference. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we use Oracle 11G?
Yeah, you can use Oracle 9G, 11G, 10G, 18C, 19C is the latest one.
Yeah, but 19C, 18C are not supporting in my system, so I have installed 11G.
I don't know, someone like has not muted. I'm hearing a lot of background noise.
Muted, Anna. I have muted him.
Okay, so what was that question?
Actually, 18C, that latest versions are not supporting in my system, so I have installed the 11G.
Okay, so is it not working for you?
Working, sir, but it will work for all. I mean, all commands will support it. I'm asking.
Yeah, 99% of the commands will work. Might be there are some 72% commands that might not work, but most of the commands will work.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So it's a
sir,
small correction. I actually earlier in my earlier chat, I've mentioned that it's on 3rd September. It is not 3rd September. The presentation activity is on 3rd of October. It's 3rd of October. It's like this Saturday.
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can we able to do this on Google Cloud?
Google Cloud has a Google Cloud database. They don't have Oracle database. So something called as big database or big table database or something. I don't remember, but yeah, it is a different database. So it's not cloud. Sorry, it's not Oracle. They have their own database. But yeah, you can try test some queries and something in that.
SQL queries. SQL
I
queries
think
queries
so.
are
I
good.
so I'm not sure. I never used it, but I think you can do it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Oracle 10 database and Oracle Cloud Base is a different platform. Yes, same platform.
Can you please repeat your question?
Oracle 10 database and Oracle Cloud database is a different platform, sir. Or
So
same?
Oracle, okay, so Oracle had been in the market for the past 30 years, okay. So they have started releasing their Oracle versions from Oracle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 over the years. So the latest version is Oracle 19c. So 10G has somewhat released in 2005 or something. I don't remember, but yeah. So 2005 there was no cloud. Cloud was introduced in 2014, 15, something like that. So 10G is more like an on-premises database, which was released 15 years back, approximately. So obviously that will be a on-premises database, and these 19c, 18c are all on cloud.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's enough questions for today. Maybe Shailendrana can go ahead and create the breakout rooms.
I'm opening the breakout rooms. Please click the icon which is that will be displayed on your screen.
Thank you very much.